The Pilates Institute of Australasia trusts that you enjoy this video. It contains a brief history of the Pilates method, information about the Pilates essential principles, together with some feedback from Pilates enthusiasts. This is followed by one of the many Pilates exercise programs. This video features Pilates Floor Level 1. It is an essential routine to gain initial strength and flexibility, core abdominal power, improved stamina, greater coordination, and more.
The Pilates method began way back during World War I, when Joseph Pilates was then living in England. Being German, he was interned in a camp on the Isle of Man. Joseph was a self-defense instructor, a fitness fanatic, and during his incarceration, he developed a series of unique exercises that could be performed indoors and in limited space. During an influenza epidemic, the men in his care became fitter, while those in other areas around them were getting weaker and dying. The Pilates method was born. After World War I, Pilates returned to Germany. He then moved to America to establish the Pilates method there. Disciples of the Pilates method then quickly established Pilates schools in other countries around the world. Hello and welcome to this new series of Pilates videos. I'm Allan Menezes, Managing Director of the Pilates Institute of Australasia, and I'm the founder of Pilates here in Australia. Pilates is a dynamic exercise system that helps you develop inner strength, a more shapely body, better posture, flexibility, balance and control. The result? A younger looking and more confident you. Pilates is a mind-body experience. Unlike most exercise systems, Pilates works from the inside out, making you stronger for longer. Each exercise strengthens and stretches in the one movement, reducing stiffness and body toxins. It cleans the body and the brain, leaving you energized, more in touch and ready for the rest of your life. With my Aussie Pilates program, you can work at your own pace on your own particular needs. And throughout this unique exercise system, teach your body to think for itself. Pilates is for everyone, and it changes everybody by working on the body's inner muscle structure. If you're after a better looking body and a more positive mindset, Aussie Pilates is the answer. It's low impact with high results, and it suits both men and women, boys and girls of all ages. There are many different teachings of the Pilates method. However, I believe my sound principles are synonymous with the teachings of the great Joseph Pilates. Over time, we have focused specifically on muscle function during movement. I now call this Aussie Pilates. Our videos have been produced to demonstrate the Pilates routine and allow me to explain the impact of these exercises on your mind, body, and well-being. Before we begin the program, I'd like to introduce you to Nadine. And we're going to go over some essential elements of posture for the Pilates method. Starting with the feet, what we would like to do is to work on 3 points of the feet known as tripods. Point number 1 is the ball of the big toe. Point number 2 is the entire outside edge of the foot. And point number 3 is the center of the heel. When standing, always place equal pressure on these 3 points, so that what you will actually feel is that you're creating arches where the arches should be. This will also take pressure off the back by slightly externally rotating the femurs. If there's still some pressure in the back, bend the knees slightly, and that will also alleviate any back strain. So keeping the knees slightly bent and keeping the tripods engaged is a very important point. The second point that we're going to work on are the abdominals. When working with the abdominals, never draw navel to spine only. What we'd like you to do is keep the abdominals relaxed and then draw a line from one hip bone across directly to the other. This is known as your B line. Pull the abdominals in behind the line of your hips. Or for the girls, think of this as your bikini line, and for the guys, your belt line. Pull your belt line or bikini line behind your hip bones without tucking the pelvis and without squeezing the backside. The lower abdominals here, when you start drawing them in, you'll probably feel them working like you've never ever felt them work before. Now, holding that in as much as you possibly can. Remember, don't squeeze the backside. This is a common fault that people do go into. Then the breathing is into the armpits and a deep sigh out. In my mind, the breathing is the most important physical aspect of the Pilates method. The breathing makes the exercise. What we use here in athletic Pilates is what we call ocean breath. So holding your beeline in, take a breath in into the upper back and a deep sigh out. Do this several times just to get the practice of it, and you will find that you will actually open up your breathing capacity. Now, to expand the breathing even more, breathe into the upper back and the armpits. So imagine inflating balloons in your armpits, and you will actually find that this will increase your breathing capacity by approximately 20% or more. The next thing is the perfect torso posture. So whenever sitting or standing, the position should be lifting the ribs away from the hips on the sides. Squeeze your shoulder blades down towards your tailbone, and we'll call this area the pocket, and lengthen through the crown of the head. Now also, as you can see, the shoulders are slightly rounded, and if you look at the hand position, the palm is almost facing backwards. Turn the palm slightly towards the thigh, and you'll notice that the shoulders come together here. So these muscles get activated. These are the lazy muscles which cause really poor posture, rounded shoulders. So squeeze them gently down towards the tailbone, turning the palms to face inwards, lengthen through the crown of the head. Okay, and turn back around again. So just to recap, the tripods and slight bend in the knees, engaging the beeline without squeezing the backside or tucking, breathing into the armpits, and the perfect torso posture, shoulder blades into the pocket, lengthening through the crown of the head with the palms slightly turned in.